Alright, so last episode we spent some massive money in January to bring in new players into the team. The first being Bayern there, and next being Aiden Heaven, a young Englishman to sign, both from Man United obviously. Then brought in Karim Konate from Salzburg to be a new striker. But up until Client Dias did leave us, the last episode he left to go to Barca. Beforehand, he left us some passing gifts. First of all, against Hoffenheim, as you can see, in a 3-0 victory. I believe it was a 3-0 victory here against them. As you can see right there, and Cinderas going to get a 4-0 victory with Gio Reyna scoring later on. After that was a trip up against Stuttgart in a game. Client danced against sides on this one. This would be his final game for us at home in Borussia-Park before he headed to Barcelona at 30 million. Never to get a goal back in this game for Demirovic, but that'll be the last goal for them in this game. After that, Branko Stuglas from Brighton, Oscar Bob from Man City, and also then bring in Jan Boho from Toulouse into the team to be a backup player in the squad. After that, we then took on Leverkusen, where I believe Oscar Bob scored right there. I think that was Oscar Bob, I'm not too sure he scored that one, but then took on Leverkusen, and we made it 2-0 there. A great finish, and we made it 3. Later in the game to pick a 3-0 victory up against them. After that was then a trip to Frankfurt and take them on. And you see, we were playing incredible football last episode. Machino scored. We then played it through into Karim Konate, who doubled our lead here and smashed it into the back of the net to make it 2-0. And after that, we weren't done. Later in the game, Oscar Bob came off the bench and scored here to make it 3-0 to us. But again, it wasn't done there. So we played through Machino, who would score again for us to make it 4. Let's get into today's episode and hopefully continue our incredible form. And for the first game of today's episode, we're going to take on Bayern Munich. They're currently top of the table, undefeated still after all these months of football. Let's get into this one though, and hopefully somehow defeat Bayern. We're beating Leverkusen, we're beating Leipzig, we're beating Dortmund, some of the best teams in Germany. Let's see if now we can somehow pull off a miracle and beat companies, Bayern Munich here, away from home. Luis Diaz, blocked by Scally. Musiala in here to Elise. And Elise has found the back of the net. A very, very weird finish there. I definitely want to watch that one back because that looked like it just floated into the top corner. That was a very, very weird shot to concede. As you can see, it constantly kept falling back to Bayern after every challenge I made, and Elise shoots, and it's a good finish to be fair. Didn't have much power behind it, but the placement's insane. Machino in here to Honorat. Marco Reitz for Neuhaus to Giovanni Reyna. Reich. Good turn for Machino. Can he shoot and score? Machino shoots and he does score. And we're back in this game. Less than 10 minutes after conceding. Shooter Machino, who's had an insane season. He's probably at the title and thumbnail of this episode. Has scored there for us to make it 1-1. What Elise's goal was a great finish. This is great team play. And a good finish at the end of it. Machino does well there. Just turn and get the shot away and beat Neuer in net to make it 1-1 here in this one. He's a goal scorer for them. Frenchman. One into the box. Headed away by Nico Ovedi. Off in a triangle. There we go. Konate. On a rat. Like a right. Fire Neuhaus. You can hit them. Neuhaus' shot though is tame and straight in across the Neuer. Vlahovic or Konate could have stolen it there easily. Harry Kane. Musiala, there's Rocco Wright sitting it. I shouldn't have stopped. I should have kept running. I knew it. I thought I could pull out a bit of skill there and get past Goretzka, but not to be the case. Harry Kane to Luis Diaz, and some of it left Musiala just wide open there, but he didn't shoot for some reason. Kimmich. Goretzka, oh no, we're left in space. Oh no, Leon Goretzka, he didn't shoot. Bordeaux, shot there, but Ende could save. Boho now to Oscar Bob, the Norwegian. Can he make a big impact on this game? Oh, he could have feed that through to Boho there if that pass was a bit. It's great defending, but that pass was almost perfect. Oscar Bob. David's got to come over there, but he gets inside. Oscar Bob, oh, just couldn't get away to play the pass, but he gets the ball back. Boho. Oscar Bob, still on the ball, keeps it. Back here. Here is Boho. Just going to get a shot away right now. And that pass, how did that pass get misplaced? Here they come, last second of the game. Rocco Wright steals it. There we go. To draw a point against Bayern. They remain undefeated. But at least we didn't lose. We definitely could have lost this game. We definitely could have won this game as well. But overall, it was a good performance from both teams. It was a very, very defensive heavy game. It was about the two defences in the end. After the 2 goals fairly early in the game, I can see not many stats in terms of shots and possession-wise we dominated, but overall, Neuhaus man of the match. Look, a great performance from him, and overall, a fairly good game to be fair, a good challenge, and a well-deserved point apiece here. And as you can see here by next game, it's up against RB Leipzig for the second time this season. We're going to be taking them on. This time, though, I believe, away from home or maybe at home. I'm not too sure which way around it is. It didn't really look. But as you can see, I think we actually are going to be away from home at Leipzig. I think that's the way around it's going to be. But as you can see, more importantly, we're 1 point ahead of Leverkusen, 2 points ahead of Stuttgart, and also 3 points ahead, obviously, of 4 points ahead, of Frankfurt, as you can see right there. And also, only 4 points behind third place RB Leipzig. And also, we found ourselves in the Champions League position. I wanted Europa League football to end the season with, but we could get Champions League football, which would be massive for us next season. Let's get into this game against Leipzig and hopefully somehow, being after that draw against Bayern, you can see they're currently undefeated, most likely going to win the title. It's pretty much wrapped up and pretty much theirs already. Let's get into this game against Leipzig and hopefully beat them, because I think we could beat them last time round as well. We also have started Oscar Bob in this game over Honorat. I want to see how Oscar Bob plays in the first team. Also trending into being inside forward just in case we want to switch that at some point. Oscar Bob's some more here. Oscar Bob now to shoot. The Norwegian hits it. The Norwegian scores on his first start for us here. He scores in that right mid position as a wide playmaker. Gets his third goal in 9 games for us. And what is something Honorat hasn't really done much for, or much as, done much. I can't even speak right now. Done much for us. That's the way around I need to say that sentence. So much for us in that role. He hasn't really scored many goals in terms of played games. He's got assists and also played great in that right mid row. But Oscar Bob here scores against Leipzig, and maybe that just showed that he's the guy to take over that right mid position here and now instead of next season. Oscar Bob instead of Honorat, but it's been working for us. If we're finishing a Champions League position, and there's no complaining from me. Neuhaus, his shot there is weak though. That's where I missed FIFA 23 long shots, man, because that would have been a great long shot still. Fast up, weak foot, decent long shot stats and stuff. That would have definitely challenged the keeper if not gone into the back of the net. Shramulu. It's Avada to David Rahm. In there to Timo Werner. Blocked by Rocker right, so it falls back to the German from a Spurs man and Chelsea man. Konate, here to Machino. Ball through into Oscar Bob. Back across it. Find Giovanni Reina. Good move from him. Gio Reina now to turn and shoot. Gio Reina shoots, but Petr Galassi makes a good save. Long shots are great. There's Bakayoko. Maybe playing the striker role in this game, which is interesting, but they've got Timo Werner and Romelu. It seems like he's occupying the central roles in the team. Also some good defending from us to stop them getting forward. Aidan Heavens played a great game so far. So we've got a great link-up play here. Konate through to Machino. It's lovely football. Machino, can he hit across goal and score? Yes, he does. And you guys suggested that we sell Machino next season. I don't want to sell him. Honestly, I want to develop him in this team. He's only 26 or 27 at this point, and he's so good in the game. Maybe if we get to a point where he isn't performing as well in the Champions League, maybe, or something like that, or he's dropping behind ratings of the players in the team, we could bring in a player to replace him when he becomes a backup. But it's a player that I don't want to sell. I really enjoy him in this team. It's a player that I've fallen in love with in this series, man. He is so good. That's his 18th goal, I believe it was, of the season in the Bundesliga. And in that shadow striker role, next to Konate, or even next to Klein Heist, he is so good in that role. That's a second goal for us in this one. And Leipzig, I'm wondering what's happened to them in this game, because, they're ahead of us in the league by a few points, obviously by 5 points, but, 4 points, I believe, actually. No, is it 5 points? I think it is 5 points. No, it's 4 points. My brain is not computing right now. Oscar Bob overran that. We could get another one there. Kevin Campbell. There's a Timo Werner. I want to see if we did let go of like Robin Hack, someone like Timo Werner coming in, maybe as an experienced striker, maybe as a left mid. He could be a good player, fun player to use in this team. Lovely play here from the team though. Ball forward into Machino again. Here is the Japanese superstar to triple our lead and double his goal tally for the game. I believe he got the assist maybe for the Oscar Bob goal as well. But 57 minutes in, we take a 3-goal lead. That's his 19th in 26 games. And shooter Machino is becoming a cult hero on this channel. Because when I started this series, I looked at his stats and I thought he could be good. And when I started using him, I was like, okay, he's incredible. In game, he's unbelievable in that role. I keep saying it, I'll keep saying his praises every episode up until I can't say his praises anymore. But shooting Machino makes it 3-0, and you know what? It's 3-0. We're going to jump to the end, and hopefully I don't regret this. And I don't. And they get a goal later on from Bakayoko, but that's it. And it's the 3 points for us to claw back ground on them to maybe even see ourselves finish finish third in the table somehow this season. And well, it's going to be back-to-back games against Leipzig as we take them on here in the DFB Pokal semi-final. The other semi-final, by the way, is Dortmund v Bayern Munich. So that is going to be a big one to find out who we possibly could be facing in the next round in the final of the Pokal. Let's get into this one. Up against me, you can see Oscar was going to start again on the right-hand side of the team. Let's get into this one away from home in Leipzig and hopefully get back-to-back wins against them as we just beat them. We saw 3-1 in that last game where we went 3-0 up inside the first half, sim the rest, and hopefully we can do something similar in this one as well. Konate threw it on a run, and Konate, that wasn't really where I wanted that to go. I was hoping that Neuhaus would have continued to run for the centre. It's Reina, that's a great pass through though, into Karim Konate, who's another Petr Galashi. That could have been a great start for us in this one. Played us, Conrad Harder. No, last time they played us, but last time they played us, it was a challenge. Harder, I believe, started at striker, so maybe they're going to be harder to beat with him up front. Who knows? I see Rafamuno up front. They didn't really do anything attacking-wise in the last game. I should have waited and gone for the down to the left there. Harder forward into Johan Bakayoko. A very good block. And Seedveld heads it back in. Harder headed goals and that's straight into the goals of Bayern there. Conrad Harder. And here's Joe Scally, good defending. Almost a Scalvini then for a second. Bakayoko not liking this, the Belgian coming forward, but that's great defending from Aiden Heaven. Konate. Giovanni Reina, lovely play there. Konate. I ain't going to get to that. Scally, which is stupid. How is it even fell back to Bakayoko? Please stop him. Thank you, Alvedi. Ulrich. Here to Giovanni Reina. Doesn't have the most pace, but can link up play with Konate. It's great play. And Gio Reina can run through and shoot, but Galashi makes the save. Good defending from David Raum. This has been a frustrating game compared to the last one. And to show what the difference is. They haven't changed formation, they've only changed like maybe one or two players in the team. Ball through, lovely pass to Machino, who should be onside, but there we go. Just before the hour mark, we finally wake up in this game. We haven't been playing bad, but it's not really been creating any chances, that's the issue. But there we go, Machino scores again. Who else but him would score? And Petr Galashi having flashbacks to the last game, which was only like a week ago. We simmed the game in between against Mainz that we won. But the ball through there. The pass was originally meant for Oscar Bob, then by the time it played it, he was offside. So unfortunately, it actually locked on Machino, who was onside, and he scored. And it's 1-0 here to us in the game. We've been second best in, stats-wise. But performance-wise, arguably we've been a better team. They've had a few lucky bounces which has led to shots. But they've been a much better team in this game, Leipzig. We've been a game in the league, they rested a few players for this game, and it showed. But either way, right now, the result is still the same as beating them. And there goes Machino again, and a matter of collapse there, with 2 goals back-to-back from Machino, but he misses. Lovely football there, Rocco Wright. So that was meant for Oscar Bob. It's going to go Konate. It still works. Konate shoots, and Petr Galashi makes the save. Oh no, Rido Baku. Conrad Harder now. Surprising what brought on Romulu. Harder, good work there. That's incredible defending from Aiden Heaven. That is unbelievable defending there from him. Rocco Wright. Looking for Boho over the top. Can he take it down? Yes, he does. Can he feed it forward? That was a through ball, by the way. Machino. Head to Honorat. Okay, yeah, it's coming. They're going to score. And it might be right here. Thank you, Alvedi. Done so. Conrad Harder. Timo Werner. Inside to Harder, who shoots, and thankfully his shot wasn't great, and Bayern makes the save. And it's back-to-back victories against Leipzig. This time, no, in the Pokal semi-finals. The CSOs go through into the final of the competition, either against either against Borussia, I can't even speak, either against Dortmund or Bayern Munich. One of the two will be a good challenge for us. I mean, Dortmund were beat 5-0 last time, so hopefully it's them, to be fair. It was Bayern we drew to, and they were actually a good challenge. But this game, pretty even, Shots-wise, possession-wise, we dominated it. We had 137 passes, double their passes, as you can see right there. And overall, Elvedi was the best player. Okay, Machino, Konate, Bayern, they're up there as well. And that was a great win for us. Only 1-0 in the end, but we definitely deserved a few more goals in that game. Now, more, that's going to call it for today's episode. And what an episode it's been. We obviously drew the first game against Bayern. We beat Leipzig twice to see ourselves go through into the final of the DAP Pokal against Bayern Munich. Most likely going to be facing. I think it's going to be Bayern anyway. We'll have like in a second. I believe Dortmund might have lost that game when I saw it in the calendar. I think it was Bayern we're facing in the final. We're top of the table. And last time we faced them, we picked up a draw against them in a 1-1 draw. But nothing really happened in that game. I just saw at the start of the episode. But you can see right now, we find ourselves third in the table. Our next game is Dortmund. And if everything goes our way next episode, we could possibly find ourselves finishing second in the league. Or if things fall apart, we could drop down to fifth in the table, where I wanted us to finish at the start of the season, but somehow we managed to make ourselves into a Champions League finishing team. Not too sure that really happened, but it's been playing some great football and managed to win a bunch of games. We're on 17 wins, and we're doing pretty well for ourselves in this position in the league table. The Pokal we're facing against Bayern Munich in the final, I thought it was at the Olympia Stadion. Dropped us at the Europa League because we got put into that competition for some reason in the game at the start of the series. We just randomly got put into the Europa League. As a Gladbach finished 14th for the table last season, so they won't be taking part in any European football this season. And when I saw we was in the Europa League, I didn't know what to do, so I just kind of kept it going. And I decided, you know what, I'm just going to drop us out of it. And next season we're going to play European football. That could either be Europa League or Champions League football. If it is Champions League, then what a season we had. We took them over when they were 16th in the table, and now we're third in the table. And that is because of this incredible squad we do have. And in terms of the performance, as you can see, I'm going to show you the stats. So you can see Shooter Machino, 22 and 7, 29 goal contributions altogether. And you see Giovanni Reina as well, 20 and 8. And the issue for him right now is he's 79 rated. His valuation, as you can see, is 19.5 million. And he has a release clause of 15.2 million. And because of the stupid system they have in this game, where you can't just go to a player and give them a new contract, you have to wait for them to ask for you to give them a new contract. And it's just a stupid system where I wish you could, because a club can go to a player to say, I want to renew my contract. You'd have to wait for the player to, I'm getting heated. I'm getting annoyed at this because it's a stupid system. I don't know why they changed it. I don't know why there isn't an option to turn it off and just have it to be the normal system that it was before. And one thing I want to rant about as well real quickly is you'll see, if you head down to our defenders, you'll see that Joe Scally submitted a transfer request. That is because he came to me asking for a new contract. I gave him a new contract. And then a week later, he asked for another contract. And obviously, you can't negotiate a new contract within the same season. You know what I mean? So I don't get why he came to me within 2 weeks, within a week of each other, asking for a contract. So he might be a player we have to let go in season 2. Right now, I'm trying to wait for him to decide he wants to stay. But his morale isn't going up from content. In SC25 and beforehand, the morale would go up back to happy. Then you could give him a new contract or develop, or they would then come to you, but okay, I want to stay. But this year, that doesn't seem to be a thing. They seem to have made it impossible for you to A, keep players at your club sometimes, and B, give new contracts out to players that need new contracts. Because Cadadora, as you can see as well, has a £4 million release clause. Nobody doesn't actually anymore. He came for a new contract. I gave him a new one. It's only right now, Giovanni Reina, who has a contract with a release clause in it, and is our third most expensive player other than Rocco Wrights, and also on our rights we're going to sell next season most likely. But I just wish I could go in and give him a contract right now, get rid of that release clause, and have him instead a club for the whole series. I do like him in that camera. I think replacing him would be sad to see. So with Machino, I don't want to let him go either. I think they're both incredible in the squad. But that's going to call it for today's episode. It's been kind of a waffle outro. I tend to do this quite a lot these days, but that's going to call it for this one. If you're going to enjoy it, drop a like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching, and goodbye.